So Method Man, I guess, is trying to play Captain Save a City Girl. Okay. He says that Carisha, Young Miami, should ignore all of the negative reviews regarding her role in BMF. Okay. She surprised everybody with a cameo appearance in the episode. I don't watch the show, but I did see that scene and it was terrible. Okay. She was like, Mitch, where's my husband? No emotion, no nothing. Now you got to understand, Carisha is the culture. People like to see her, whether they like her or not. She's funny to watch. She's charismatic, okay? And people just like, whether they're laughing with her, they like laughing at her, okay? Producers know this. They need this in order for some fuck shit to go down. So why not add a hood bitch like her? Because she's real. She's a real hood bitch in real life. She real life hood. But the acting was terrible. Means, where's my husband? Same way she talked. She was Carisha. Everybody dragged her, said she did terrible. Now she's upset because I think she really thought like she was called out to be an actress. She really thought that this was her calling. Like, I'm going to be an actress. I'm going to be the next Taraja P in Baby Boy. I'm going to film part 2 of Baby Boy. I'm finna do this. This is a new lane for me. So she took it personal because she had practiced a lot for that role. And then y'all come in and say, bitch, get off the screen. Off the screen. But it's for entertainment. Now, what I don't like is when, like, and it's always, trying to play Captain Save a bitch. Because they trying to something. Forget all them negative reviews. You do you. Sir, see, this is what pisses me off. It's like YouTube getting rid of the dislike button. YouTube turning off comments because kids can't take negative reviews. They censoring shit because people are bullying people online. It's like, when did we as a people become so goddamn sensitive to the point where we're now calling people haters instead of critics? There's a difference between a hater and a critic. She made an appearance in a very popular television series. She did an awful job. It was her first time. I didn't expect people to come out and praise her. But sir, hating and critiquing is very different. They told her she did a bad job because it was horrible. It was terrible. It wasn't convincing. She didn't give me, where's my husband? She gave me, I see my husband once a month because he's sharing me with other bitches. So the night was supposed to be my night. He ain't here. So, Mitch, where's my husband? She didn't seem concerned. She didn't seem passionate. She didn't seem like the type that just lost a husband. Because he was everybody's husband. She had a lot of experience from Diddy. But I'm just tired of like this. And this is why our culture is moving in the direction that it's moving into, because everybody thinks that somebody's hating on somebody. And it's like, no, it's called critique. You're doing bad. It was horrible. Go back to the drawing board. Come back later. But now that everybody's telling her she did bad, she thinking there ain't no agents going to call her. They're going to call you. They're going to call you because you are the culture. You are what the young people like. They like to see. They like to follow you. They like the way you talk. They like the way you dress. They like the way you look. They're going to follow you regardless. So calm down. But like this is the reason why our world is going to shit. As many as he hated on during his rap career, he know what hate is. And this is critique. Moving on. Taye Diggs and April. See, this is when the relationship is going to end, when you start talking and doing interviews, okay? So Taye Diggs and April are coming out to now speak on how they met and how they first had sex and a lot of stuff that we don't need to know. Like, I would never get on here and tell you the first time I had sex with Shaq. Like, that. What sense does that make? Why do people need to know this? I don't see how that's relevant to your relationship. But what else? It's like the reason people liked y'all together is because y'all was keeping it fun and it was innocent and it was flirty on social media. But now you're getting a little too detailed, and it's given that she's trying to sell a reality show. She's trying to brand them as this couple, and it's not going to last long. And I already know it's not going to last long, because how they met right there is even questionable. Now, apparently, Taye Diggs went and saw a psychic, and the psychic said that she was the one. And when the psychic said that she was the one, they consummated the marriage on shrooms. They don't even remember. They said they woke up the next day and was like, oh, we must have had sex after being high the whole night. This was the first time they had sex. Not only did the psychic say that she was the one, the psychic said that she reminds him of his mother. And he said, you're right, because she gives me the same affection as my mom. And he believes that the love is from a higher power. But the higher power and the advice is coming from the psychic. Okay? So the psychic right now has their love in their hands, in psychic's hands. The love is in the psychic's hands. So when the psychic decides, and this is why Taye Diggs ain't married, ain't got nobody, you know what I'm saying? Because he listening to psychics instead of himself. He ain't going internally. That's why you got to meditate. You gotta find whatever spiritual practice works for you, okay? But psychics, that anybody can tell you anything. You go do it as soon as they feel that it's not working anymore for you. And when the psychics say that, April, you gotta go, bitch, you gotta go. It's time to go. Okay, and I think that's gonna happen real soon, especially with the way they talking, because you already know once you start talking about the relationship and people start to see what it's built on, and we clearly see what it's built on. It's built on the psychic earning more money. Yeah, it's and you done introduced your kids to this man who only brought you around because a psychic said so. And you reminded him of his mama because you are a mama and you have that mama energy, and he want that too. He don't want a wife. He don't want a fiance. He want a mama. And that's why I'm sorry. I can't. This is below my IQ. Moving on. You know what? I had thought about suing this bitch. I did. I was literally about to tell Shaq to contact the lawyer. But I said, the way Chaka gone been dragging this bitch, I said, you know what? And I had to use, I'm a businesswoman at the end of the day. Now, y'all been sending me this little wind down shit that she got going on. Oh, listen, and Mary was always off limits on my show. Have you ever heard me talk about Mary?
We did a whole episode with her stepdaughter, and her stepdaughter said that her daddy was providing her alcohol and drugs. It was 2 hours long.
I didn't talk about Mary. She did. So, I'm just saying, I ain't never dragged Mary. Okay? I ain't never dragged Mary. Ever. But today... She did. No, it was at OK Cafe. I knew this bitch wasn't shit then. Let me tell you something. So Mary has a little show. First of all, thank you, Chaka Khan, for coming out saying what people have always been afraid to say. They've said it amongst conversations when they was playing cards and having cookouts, but nobody has ever got on television to say or done a podcast to say this bitch can't sing. Mary got good beats, good production. But when you hear her hold that high note, you please tell her to bring it down. It sounds like a nail scratching a chalkboard, okay? Now, here's what I'm going to say. And Chaka said, the bitch fucked my song. Chaka Khan can sing. There's nobody on the history of this planet that ever said Mary J. Blige can sing. No. That's why they gave her the queen of what they call her, the R&B hip hop, some shit. They made it was pretty much like she was rapping, singing. No, I'm about to drag her. Absolutely not. So, here's what happened. I'm minding my business. These bitches, these goddamn celebrities now all want to do podcasts. That's cool. Do what you got to do. I ain't hate. Okay, do what you got to do. But the problem I have is when you run out of ideas. Because you done ran out of brain cells from all the alcohol you've been drinking your whole life. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, she comes out with this concept called the wind down. Okay? Everybody been sending it to me. And at first I ignored it. I was like, I don't know, whatever, you know. And so when I happened to, you know, y'all sending it to me so much, and then I happened to go look up the research on it, and I said, you know, this sounds very familiar. Raw, unfiltered, provocative, entertainment, news, gossip, and real conversations with Mary J. Blige toasting to your favorite glass of wine. I said, that sound, I've heard that before. Okay, and I was like, don't your name say, bitch? Out of all the names, right? So I was just like, you know what? I ain't gonna worry about it. And then I went to check. I said, you know what? Maybe we should do this to send a message. Cause see, the white bitch that took my name, I got her on her podcast to change her name. She was on the phone with me the next day. But I said, you know, she black. I ain't trying to do it the same way, right? But then I had to think. I had to do my research, right? I had to do my research. So she has this wine that she came out with, and she's basically using the podcast as a way to sell her wine. Sort of like how Diddy is doing De Leon and all these other, you know, drink champs. He's up there killing their liver to promote liquor all day, right? You know, hey, that's their thing. You know, we do 2 drinks a week over here. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how many you do, Chelsea, but 2. So, and it's no secret, you know, what we do over here. And we're very admired for that. And so I noticed that they tried to put a little twist on it by saying, oh, she's not, you know, it's not like her. She's just doing it to sell her wine. That's cool. But the wine down, you know, and now it's surrounded by social media gossip. And then, you know, the first episode you roll out with is with the same bitches we see all the time, Taraji P. and Carisha, and you know, this time Carisha didn't even do her hair for the goddamn show. This bitch, ponytail. She just put a braided ponytail, the braids that she used to sew her wigs on. And, you know, and Taraja came with the same story. I went to Bali and I was depressed, you know, same shit, you know, it was just, I was just like, and so, you know, once I got to thinking, I said, I could be petty, and I could fire off cease and desist, and I could initiate a lawsuit. Right. I really could. I still can. But, you know, I got on the phone with some OGs that's been in this game a long time, and we've seen this happen over and over again. So I said, but do I really want to waste my money on Mary? And I said, and the last person that should be drinking and trying to sell a drink is this bitch, given her history. Okay. You can't remember half of your life. You call it my life, right? Mm-hmm. You can't remember half of your life because of alcohol. You got your ass beat because of alcohol. You married the wrong because of alcohol. You the wrong because of alcohol. And now you got a whole podcast with alcohol that you push it. I'm like, just talk about getting high off your own supply. Now, when I went back and I did my research, I said, these celebrities do this all the time. They come out with these podcasts, right? When they ain't got shit going on, or when they're trying to push a product and it's not authentic, okay? They're creating these conversations we've heard over and over and over and over again, okay? We've heard Taraji P talk about her depression. We've heard about Carisha talk about getting pissed on over and over and over again, okay? We've talked about Mary talking about she's been down her entire life, okay? I'm going down. It's like she's never up. Never up. You know, bitch, rise your head above the covers just one time. You know, it was a milestone for us to get the glasses off the face. But when I thought about it, I said, she ain't gonna be here in 3 months. She gonna realize that it takes a lot more to run a podcast than it looks. and to run a show because you have to consistently come up with content every week. And let's just be honest, this bitch can't talk. Mary J. Blige cannot talk. I do this, and a lot of creators in my position, we can do this without the help of having guests by our side and will initiate a show the entire time, okay? Now, yeah, we may have some memory lapses and we got notes and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But that's about it. But for the most part, we do this. We constantly come up with topic after topic, but they can't do it unless they bring the same circle of bitches and rotate them from podcast to podcast. 50 Cent, Carisha, Taraji P. Okay? So I said, I give it 3, maybe 6 months tops. They're going to say that this was a loss. This was only for promotional purposes anyway, to sell her wine. And she's going to now use social media influencers, probably like myself, to now push her wine because she thought that this was the least expensive route to do it, which is to do it herself. And it doesn't work like that because if you ain't got nobody to fly out because want to get paid, it ain't too many out here that's going to claim that they Mary J. Blige friend and they're going to come help you push your product. You know what I'm saying? Without them getting a kickback. And then you got to think of topics to talk about. It can't be sad all the time. It can't be I'm going down all the time. I give it 6 months and I ain't finna waste my money on money that they done written off as a goddamn loss. So you know what? Hey, let her go. I'm going down. I'm going down. Cause this bitch is around, baby. My whole concept upside down. Whew. Oh Lord, let me see what they're talking about in the comments. I think I was pretty nice on that. Yeah, I ain't gonna waste my time. I was talking to some OGs, like I said, they was like, don't even waste your money. They all out here trying to get podcasts. Yeah. Anyway, she gonna say she got a concert and a tour and can't record. She taking a hiatus. She got some other priorities. She gonna get right back. You ain't gonna never hear it again. Budget and shit costs way more money to film, and she ain't making no goddamn sales of this wine because the wine you can't find it in no store. Don't forget, today we are offering on shoptkdeals.com the sea moss drops. This is something that everybody needs to have in their diet. It has 98% of the vitamins and minerals that the body needs daily. We have this in mango. We also have it in pineapple. It has 10,000 milligrams of Irish sea moss, the same sea moss that Dr. Sebi preached about, and the same sea moss that a lot of the health gurus preach about as well. It also has spirulina, which is very potent in vitamins and minerals as well. It has zinc, burdock root, and vitamin C, okay? Use the coupon code TK10 to get your sea moss drops. This is our mushroom Vitamix, okay? The T-cell, NK cell Vitamix, very potent. The reviews on the website say everything. This is used to help optimize T cells, to help optimize natural killer cells, which kill off cancer cells in the body and things like that. It's been used in a ton of therapy. It's been in Chinese medicine for years, and people are raving about this. All you got to do is Google shiitake mushrooms. This is shiitake mushrooms along with turkey tail, some lion's mane, some cordyceps, all blended down. You can either cook with it, you can put it in your smoothies, you can drink it in water. Either way, you need this about twice a week. And if you're not down with the powder, we do have the gummies, all right, which has all of that in there. Shiitake mushrooms. It also has the reishi mushroom, has the chaga, it has the white button. And so all of this is condensed down into the mushroom extract complex. And also we have the mushroom 10X, okay? That's available as well on shoptkdeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10 to get 10% off of your first order. Don't forget, guys, we are featuring the Koji Cocoa Soap. This is something that I use to help even my skin tone, clear dark marks and things like that. This is available on shoptkdeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10, okay? Be careful about using it on your face. Yes, it will lighten the dark marks, but it will lighten your face as well, and you don't want to be out here looking like Nene Leaks, okay? This is the Koji Cocoa Soap. We have the sugar case. I am so in love with the body oils, and you guys are too, because you're emailing me about about them. These are body oils infused with like glazed donut fragrances. We also have watermelon squeeze. We have, let me put this up. We have the watermelon squeeze. We also have the Georgia peach body oil. Okay. I usually put these on when I get out of the shower, wet, let them soak into the skin while the pores are open. And then, of course, I carry a bottle around to touch up. It doesn't leak. And that's one thing that I like about this Black-owned body oil company is that they don't leak all in your purse. I could travel with these. They don't spill. I don't know where the hell she got these bottles from or the oils, but she's doing her thing. You can access the sugar case on my website. Use the coupon code TK10 to get 10% off your first order. And last but not least, we have our top seller, which are the Active 8 fasting drops. If you are really trying to fast, if you are really trying to suppress your appetite, the right way, the Active 8 fasting drops is the way that you need to go. The reviews on the website speak for themselves. If you're looking for appetite suppression, which means you have to start first thing in the morning, okay? And you put the drops in your body, you put a little water in your body, and you just do a water fast throughout the day. People are emailing me saying, hey, Tasha, they work better than any type of Ozempic or semaglutide that's out there. It just helps to settle the gas in the stomach, and the stomach tells the brain that you're not hungry no more, okay? And so the fasting drops are available on shoptkdeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10 and let me know how much weight you've lost personally using the Active drops, okay?